Breaking news, Hawks fans, Dejounte Murray has been traded. Trade alert. He is now a Pelican. Big move from the Atlanta Hawks a few days out from free agency as they trade the former point guard, shooting guard with the team, but the point guard by trade, Dejounte Murray to the New Orleans Pelicans. Big news that just broke. Got to get you guys the emergency pod. The Hawks in this trade only give away Dejounte. They receive Larry Nance Jr., Dyson Daniels, a 2025 first-round pick, and a 2027 first-round pick, according to Shams, and also Woj. So the Hawks break up the backcourt. It was rumored for a long time that this was something that could have happened. People were anticipating it. We heard all the rumors. People didn't know if it would be DJ. People didn't know if it would be Trey. And we have our answer. Dejounte Murray is now going to be able to go back to his natural position at point guard for the Pelicans, join them as they're reworking their roster, which obviously with two teams trying to rework their roster, it makes them natural trade partners. So this is just big, big news. I want to hear you guys' reaction in the comment section about what you think of this move, as this was a move that maybe people weren't expecting this soon. The Hawks making this move a day after the NBA draft shows you they're going to maybe be very aggressive this offseason. Somebody on Twitter, you may follow him, Reggie's World, tweeted out, listening to apparently Steve Koonin was talking earlier today on 92.9 The Game and mentioned that Atlanta will be in the news a quite bit in the next week. And they said the goal is to improve the roster than last year. That tells me that they're going to be aggressive. That tells me this is not going to be a rebuild. They're not going to tank. They are going to try to be competitive, guys, and y'all have to get ready. You're going to get some competitive Hawks basketball. So the ones that want to blow the entire ship up, it's just not going to happen. The people who wanted Trae Young to get traded, now obviously it's still early. I can't 100% say he won't be, but it seems like that they've made their selection and Trae Young will be their guy moving forward into the future. So that will be big. Woj also tweeting out about the situation. The Hawks are ending the Murray trade experiment, bringing on a promising young win in Dyson Daniels, which I'll get into in a minute, and getting a pick in the deep 2025 NBA draft. It's funny. This past draft was considered one of the weakest. Next year's draft is considered one of the strongest. So maybe this could end up being a really good pick for Atlanta and a more valuable pick because of how deep the draft is next year. Landry Fields knew the Hawks had to make a move in the backcourt, and there's still more offseason work to be done. So that tells me right there that they are going to be active in the offseason, and there will be more to there'll be more to actually do here, you know? So at the end of the day, a lot of people's reaction from what I've seen so far before coming on here is a lot of mix. Some people are saying the Hawks screwed themselves. Some people like the move. Obviously, when you always trade high-level players or star players, you usually never get equal value. That's why every team that trades the star player feels like they gave up too much, or they lost the trade, as a lot of people like to say. But in this situation, one thing Atlanta wanted to improve, which has been god-awful for this team the last 2 years with Dejounte and Trey, has been the point of attack defense. Dyson Daniels is a guy who has high-level, all-NBA defensive potential and will fix the point of attack defense. And you're also adding in Kobe Buffkin, a guy who showed a lot of promise defensively last year. Clearly, it's interesting what the Hawks are doing. They are relying on young players to still be good and competitive. It's different because it's possible Oklahoma City's doing it. But at the same time, you just drafted Shai. You add him to the young core of what you're doing. Sorry, I'm sweating a little bit. And you add him to the young core that you're trying to do, everything under the sun. So the Hawks wanted to fix point of attack. You may lose that second guy who can go get you 30, go get you 40, get a game winner like Dejounte can. And Dejounte has done that in Atlanta offensively for what they've wanted him to do. But it was about the defense. You clearly see they want to be able to play defense and they want to be able to shoot. That's what they've done. They've gotten versatile wings. Think about the versatility they have now. You have versatility now with Dyson. You have versatility with Kobe. You have versatility with Shai. You have versatility if DeAndre Hunter's still here. You have versatility with Jalen Johnson. You have versatility with Yeka Okongwu. You know, depending on what other moves you make. Vic Krejci, he's versatile. They clearly want versatile defenders, two-way guys who could shoot the ball. Obviously, with Trey and his elite playmaking ability, you need shooters around a guy like that. And so overall, this is the move, again, that I don't think anybody expected to happen at least this soon. If you are a person who believed the Hawks were moving Dejounte, you may have seen this happening or thinking this would happen into the future, but not right now. But the Hawks pull the trigger on the move. Dejounte Murray is no longer an Atlanta Hawk. And now the question comes, what else is next? You've heard Clint Capella in the rumor mill. You've heard DeAndre Hunter in the rumor mill. Is there other guys who could potentially be in the rumor mill? Onyeka Okongwu has been mentioned as well. Obviously, Pelicans, you heard Onyeka was connected to them. That obviously didn't happen. Now, the big person in this trade that maybe I could see the Hawks using in another trade is Larry Nance Jr. If you look at the front court right now, you have Jalen Johnson. I mean, you technically don't have a backup four right now, unless, like I said, is Muhammad Gay, which again, I don't know with the team in flux right now what's going to happen, but I think that Larry Nance Jr. could be someone that they use to move in the future, and that could be next week for all we know, in another potential trade. Like I said, because Larry Nance is a good role player, but at the end of the day, he's not moving the needle for you. Maybe that's not what they want. Maybe they want a guy like Larry Nance. We'll have to see if they want him in this trade, because originally it was reported it was just Larry Nance and 2 picks, and you were just going to be like, what? But then they added Dyson Daniels, and again, depending on how you feel about Dyson Daniels, if you've not watched Dyson Daniels, go watch him today. He's a very good young player on a rookie deal. So the Hawks obviously free some cap up, getting Dejounte off the books on a guy on a rookie deal, but a guy who has a lot of potential, a guy who's good. Obviously, his big thing is just improving his offensive game. But defensively, like I said, people expect him to be a potential all-NBA defender. And that is something that clearly you can see. The Hawks said, we're willing to sacrifice offense. Because one thing you have to think about with this Hawks team, with Quinn Snyder and Trae Young, this offense will still probably be a top 10 offense, regardless of DeJounte's on this roster or not. And if you know that as a front office, you may be willing to make a move like this because you know we'll still be able to score the ball even without DJ, but we need that defense fixed. Now, the question is obviously who becomes that second guy. Is that Jalen Johnson now? Is Jalen Johnson now said, Jalen, here are the keys. You're the 2 guy. You're the guy who has to go get 30 with Trae. Is that what they're saying with this move? Like I said, this is so early in the game. We don't have the answer, but I'd love to hear you guys' theories on what is next for this team. And listen, if you're upset, I completely understand it, because on the grand scheme, it just looks like the Hawks got fleeced. What are they doing? But if you're a real hooper, if you're a real fan of hoop, you understand what they did here. They fixed something, even though they had to give away someone, and it looked like it was a lot of value in the process. So I think that's the big thing right now with Dejounte Murray being moved in this trade. Obviously wish him the best. I know a lot of people had their issues with Dejounte within the media. Oh, not media, fan base. And listen, led to some funny moments. But I wish him the best. I want him to be great in the Western Conference. Hawks only have to see him twice a year. Probably play in the preseason too. I hope that he finds success and he's able to do what he needs to do out there in New Orleans with Zion and them. And then we'll see if the Pelicans still end up moving BI. But overall, like I said, Hawks blockbuster trade, trading Dejounte Murray to the New Orleans Pelicans for Dyson Daniels, a 2025 first and a 2027 first, and Larry Nance Jr. They have been in pursuit of adding size. That's the last point I want to make. The Hawks want to add size. Dyson Daniels is 6'8", Risha say 6'8", 6'10" with shoes. You got to think about Vic Krejci, 6'8". Gay is 6'10", 6'9". They are like the thing is like we said, one of the big issues with this team last year was they were not a tall team. They were not a big team. They're adding size. They are saying we want to be one of the better defensive teams in this game. And then we believe that we can score enough offensively. They may be kind of going for the New York Knicks formula right now before they got Mikal Bridges, where, obviously you think there may be a ceiling there where it's like, okay, you're relying on your star to kind of carry you offensively and get contributions from other guys. Obviously, big question is who's going to be the starting 2 next year. Is it Daniels? Is it Bogey? Is there, like I said, another move? Is it Rishache potentially? We don't know what the Hawks' plan for the rest of the roster is and what they're going to look like moving forward, but we are going to find out. The Hawks are going to be active this season, folks, so get ready. If you're mad today, let's wait to see what other moves they make. I want to reiterate that. Let's wait to see what other moves they make because they're going to be active. Steve Koonin did not say that on accident, saying that we're going to be in the news. He said we're going to be in the news. He said there are moves in place. And so, next week we may start hearing more of this, but Dejounte was the big domino to fall. If you want more Believe in Hawks content, subscribe. like the pod, turn on the notifications, man. We got tons of Hawks content. If y'all know me, I've been grinding. This is my 4th straight day of doing the pod. So, obviously, y'all know I'm grinding with Hawks content, trying to get y'all the information that y'all want and reacting to the same things that y'all want to know, that I want to know, that as we cover this team and watch this team together. So, it's your boy, Bryce Lewis. We'll see you next time.